What's your take on forced appreciation on raw land?
I mean, that's, how would you force appreciation on raw land? Forced appreciation is cash flow. You got to have cash flow. So raw land is risky because you're doing something unless you have a piece of farmland that's cash flowing and they're putting corn on it or you got oil getting pumped out of it. But if you don't have any cash flow coming in, it's very risky investment because what are you going to do with it? Yeah, we know that it's going to be worth something one day. But what does it take to hang on? It takes money, and banks don't like that. Say, hey, I need to borrow $100,000 on this piece of land. They're like, oh, that's great, Nate. How are you going to pay me? Well, in 5 years, no, they don't want to hear that. In 5 years, I think this property would be worth a lot of money. See, that's taking all your money right now, making life a little rough on you. So, if you could clarify exactly how are you going to force appreciation? Because if it's building, that's called speculating. You're speculating into what could happen in 2 years or 3 years. And not all speculation is bad. Everything's speculation. I'm speculating that tenants are going to rent my place, but I have analytical data to show that. Do you have data to show that this is a good place to build and why?
Do you pay yourself through one of your businesses so you show a W-2 income to the banks? If so, is it worth the extra payroll taxes?
No, it's not. You got to find a banker that knows what they're doing and don't worry about it. I made a video this morning and I called 7 banks before I found one that knew what they were doing.
Something like that, yep.
So listen, man, no, I've never been W-2. And I'm going to show you how to get around that too, because that's all they W-2. If not, they're scared. Man, they're scared because, well, I told the guy earlier, hey man, I lost about 800,000 last year. So well, how am I going to do that? I said, look, man, you a banker. Let's figure it out. I'm going to show you how. So it's educating your bankers because a lot of them might not know, especially if they're residential. Because I'm going to show you guys a hack too, man. Amazing hack that's going to save you thousands, if not millions of dollars on taxes. And then how you're able to use this as a write-off, but then add it all back into your income. And then the banks have to use it. So the banks use it as income because it was a paper write-off is what they call them. Right here, look. This is how you create a paper write-off right here. Let me show you. Math. That's it. Paper write-off. Paper on paper. That's it. Guys, and also, man, I got a lot of you guys know, man, like I talk about my partners all the time. Only other partner I got that's really like on social media, man, my partner Mike. Listen, man, there's an amazing book here, From Broke to Millions. Man, me and him made a lot of money together, man, and he's giving back. He owns a group on Facebook called Apartment Investing Secrets. And I have one called BRRRR Invest, which means buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. And we just did one in 14 days. And day 18, a tenant moved in. We bought it for 57. We have 100 in it. It's going to appraise at 175. Tenant moved in Tuesday, 1,375 a month. Crushing it. Beautiful house too. Jason, man, we're going to crush it for you, man. We're going to give you so much data, but it's going to be so simple to understand. And I'm going to make it so logical for you. We're going to have my attorney come in and speak, who's a member of this group too. A good friend of mine. And we're going to have, he knows everything, man. SEC. We're not going to go there though. We're just going to keep it about single family homes. CPA. We're going to show you guys some hacks. And then we're going to show you what to go back and ask your accountants too, because a lot of accountants aren't getting you all your advantages, and it's because they fully don't understand the tax law. So we're going to go in and give you a spreadsheet to go in and ask them, and then we're going to give you the IRS code so they can say, hey, why are you not doing this? You're costing me tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands in taxes. Why are you not getting me my tax advantages? They may have a logical answer for it.
Do you let the lender know you plan to rent your first property out after the first or second year, or does it matter?
I mean, you're talking about basically you got an owner occupied. Man, you need to read your loan documents and read them and ask questions. Ask your lender before you close on it how long you have to stay in it as your primary. because everybody may have a different, most of these people are selling these to Fannie. So you got to understand what that is and what that means for them. But, as soon as you can move out, create some equity, move on to the next one, put 3% down. That's what he's talking about, guys. Being able to use 3.5% down because he's moving from owner occupied to owner occupied.
With the incoming inflation we are about to experience, which is great for capital appreciation, but what about the renter's ability to afford the rent and higher rents? Do you see the businesses paying more as prices go higher?
Do I see what business is paying more?
I'm not sure exactly.
Yes, the government's going to create inflation. They're going to give minimum wage bump. I think they have to. And if you want to know more about the economy, man, I study it in depth. But right now, the government's at a tipping point. They cannot push GDP, which is gross domestic product, which is basically their paycheck. Think about gross domestic product for the government as their paycheck, because if they can grow GDP, they get to go tax that at a certain percent. So if they cannot create more goods and services, the natural way to grow it is let everything just cost more. If everything costs more, then they can tax it, and then they can pull out more money in taxes, which basically makes your money worth less. But if you have property and it goes up in value, you become super, super, super wealthy. That's why I want you guys to own real estate, because you are exactly right. We are staring down the face of inflation. The government's manipulating the numbers. They're saying, it's not real. Man, come on, man. Property values are shooting up. Food's shooting up. Cars are shooting up. Goods and services are shooting up, but we don't see no inflation. Come on, man. That's just bull crap, because they want to let it run rampant. Here's a little statistic for you. If they can create 6% inflation a year for 4 years in a row, and they can peg the the bond rate at 1.5, man, 20% of our debt will be wiped away in 4 years. So everybody's worried about, man, how are we ever going to get out of this debt? Inflation is the only way you're going to get out. That's it. That's like you think about inflation for the government creating GDP, like you making more income. So how do you get out of debt? You make more money, or you could spend less, but the government's not going to do that. When you make more money, you make more money. That's it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, Nate Barger on YouTube, and hit the bell, and you'll be notified on any new videos that come out.